Hey, it's Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Welcome to Your Wellness for Life. We discuss all 9 aspects of wellness. You can see them on the screen behind me: spiritual, emotional, love all, financial, physical, occupational, intellectual, social, and environment. Today's topic, we're going to kind of focus on occupational, the 6 common hurdles to becoming an entrepreneur. Welcome. Dr. Joe from Atlanta to Your Wellness for Life. Today is January 5th. Yep, January 5th, Tuesday. Hope you had a great day. And read an interesting statistic pre-pandemic. So in 2019, something like 63% of 20-year-olds would like to own their own business, be an entrepreneur. And then that number drops down to about 26% in my age group, in the 60 plus. So it looks like when you're younger, you're more energetic to venture into entrepreneurship or small business ownership. And then as you get older, you probably are set in your ways. And you say, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to retire and go play golf. What is an entrepreneur? Well, an entrepreneur is someone who organizes and operates a business or businesses and takes all the risk, financial risk. And also, if the business does well, takes all the rewards. So it works both ways. So that's what an entrepreneur is. And now that we've got this pandemic and a lot of small businesses are struggling, depending on what state you're in, it has different ramifications for you. And it's kind of like homeschooling. Before the pandemic, there were people who wanted to homeschool, and then there were people who didn't want to homeschool. And then once the pandemic hit, unfortunately, people were forced to homeschool. So small business ownership may be similar to that. Prior to pandemic, there were people who wanted to have a small business, wanted to be an entrepreneur. And by the way, the number one reason is you want to be your own boss. You want to call the shots. You don't want to answer to anybody but yourself. You want to be the top dog. So now with the pandemic, a lot of people are forced to consider surviving with a small business. But there are some hurdles. There are some hurdles to entrepreneurship, and I'd like to cover 6 of them, 6 common hurdles to becoming an entrepreneur. And let's get started. By the way, something like 70% of small businesses, entrepreneurship, start at home. Even Steve Jobs and his partner, when they started Apple and worked on the Macintosh, they were working in their garage. See, starting at home, and now look what we've got. So yes, big companies sometimes have small beginnings. You might be the next one. All righty. So hurdle number 1 is the fear of failure. Now, fear is a big thing, and it may not be a bad thing. So if you run into a snake, a poisonous snake, or a tiger, you may want to run the other way. So fear may keep you out of trouble. But knowing the failure rate amongst small businesses may give you enough fear to not want to even head into it. Something like 50% of small businesses fail after about 4 years. And let me give you some other statistics of current businesses. Small business owners, 73% of them are males, so 25% are female. We need to do a little bit better, bring that gender gap into equality. We need more women to become entrepreneurs and small business owners. Currently, 35%, so about a third of them are in their 50s. And then as you get older or younger, that number drops. So that's the biggest age group that's ventured into small business ownership. Most of them have a bachelor's degree or less. So 80% either have a bachelor's degree or less. So these are not people that have big, high-powered degrees, master's degrees, PhDs, doctor's degrees. And actually, a third of them only have a high school degree. So, and again, the number one reason, 26% say they want to be their own boss. Another reason is they want to pursue their passion. So maybe they love making croissants, and now they want to become a baker. They open up a bakery. Next big reason an opportunity presents itself. You may be working for a company, and maybe you're an engineer and you've got an idea to split off something and you want to venture off. It may start like that. Or you're just so dissatisfied with corporate America, you want to get out of that corporate rat race. 6% are laid off or outsourced. That's kind of the current situation right now. And then there's a small percentage, someone like me probably, that wants to work until the end. 6% actually are never ready to retire. They just want to stay in the game, so to speak. Ethnicity, 71% are white. So we need to do better bringing up minorities into the entrepreneur ranks and small business. 6% are Hispanic, 7% are Black, 11% are Asian or Pacific Islanders. So we need to do better in the ethnicity and gender gaps. All right. So fear of failure is the first hurdle you need to get over. And much of that may just be a mindset. And we'll come back to mindset, another type of mindset, in a further reason here. So number 2 is inadequate resources to start a business. You lack capital. And, it takes money to make money. And you may not know where to get the money, where to borrow it from. Or you may have little money to start up the business. Some businesses require a lot of capital. So unless you're independently wealthy or got a very rich uncle that's going to lend you some money, you might have to go to the bank and borrow some money. And that obviously can be risky. So money is a big reason why people don't start up a business. Next reason, they've had no exposure to entrepreneurship. So if you look at people that became entrepreneurs, they had role models. There was someone else in the family that had done it, ran a small business. So that was their role model. Sometimes it's parents, sometimes it's other relatives. And so they were never conditioned to think that being an employee is the only path for them. They've witnessed some other options. All right, another reason, or another hurdle of becoming an entrepreneur is you view starting a business as tough and hard work, and you just don't want to mess with it. You're set in your ways. You like your job. You don't want to rock the boat, so to speak. And you've heard that people in small businesses and being entrepreneurs, they work long hours. Some of them work 16-hour workdays. That's pretty typical. Or their small business is a side job, a side hustle, part-time, that they're working alongside of their full-time job. So you put that all together, you're a workaholic, and some people are just not willing to go there. I mentioned mindset. Another mindset is, what is your mindset with money? Some people have trouble with money, and they have a poor money mindset. They view money as something evil, something bad, that people with money are greedy. And yes, there are people out there who have lots of money who don't spend it wisely or don't give it back to the community, don't give it to charity. Yes, there are people out there. But I think if your mindset is that money is somehow evil, one of the hurdles to become an entrepreneur, and if you become successful, is be more comfortable with having more money, and with more money, you can do more good. So hopefully they will be one of those. And then the final one is, you got no idea what business to start. And I mentioned earlier that sometimes one reason people start a business is because they're in a situation now and the opportunity presents itself, maybe a spin-off of where they're working, or they need to come up with a complete new idea. Now, that becomes a whole nother problem that we can discuss on a different Facebook Live, where you just don't know what to do. And one of the big reasons why so many small businesses fail, something like 50% by the 4th year, is because people get into something that they know nothing about. They may be passionate about it, but passion may not be enough. So you better do your homework before you jump into entrepreneurship. So those are the 6 hurdles to becoming an entrepreneur. Number one, fear of failure. Number two, inadequate resources to start a business. You don't have enough money maybe to even live on if thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. No exposure or role model to entrepreneurship. You view the whole thing as too tough. You got a poor money mindset and you have no idea what to start. So if that resonates with you, and actually I have 6 more hurdles to overcome before becoming an entrepreneur, that gives you a total of 12. So we discussed 6 tonight, and there's 6 more that I have that you're welcome to have access to. If you just send me a comment, send me a message, the 12 common hurdles to becoming an entrepreneur. And I hope you found this helpful as we move further and further into 2021. Maybe you will be one of the next entrepreneurs and small business owners. So I wish you good luck in that venture if that's something that you're thinking about doing. Dr. Joe from Atlanta, To Your Wellness for Life. I wish you a wonderful Tuesday evening. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.